Okay.
Welcome.
Welcome. Good so. Just 1 second, I have to check something. Okay, good.
Okay.
So nice to see you. Probably you cannot see each other because this is a focus mode, so called. Because we are also on YouTube live, so we don't want to put anyone up there. Okay.
So,
Yeah, let's begin with just a few moments of silence.
silence means we don't do anything. When thoughts arise, they will pass.
Everything can just come home. You don't have to change anything. So welcome again. And anyone who is watching or watching later, it doesn't matter if you watch it later. It's all happening now. The same. There is no time. In reality, there is no time. So the title of this meeting we gave, a strong mind. And it might sound like paradoxical to what satsang is about, or what you can realize, that there is no mind, which is true in the absolute sense, that there is no mind. When you direct your mind towards its source, you realize that it's empty, and it's loving, and it's bliss itself. And still, we need a strong mind, in our everyday life, because the old conditionings come up, and you need a strong mind to stay still, to be able to recognize it or realize it in time when a story is coming up, which is usually together with an emotion, a bodily sensation. And if you have a strong mind, you realize this quickly. And the more you kind of do this is actually vigilance. We could also call strong mind vigilance. Vigilance you need until your last breath. That's what also Papaji said, the teacher of our teachers, Papaji. That vigilance you need until your last breath. Because there are always, like tests coming from this so-called world. So-called, in yoga terms, the prakriti, the world, nature. That's the nature of the world, it's moving, it wants you to live, to survive, and it's okay.
To act, to fight.
And of course we act and fight, because there is a instinctive survival machine in us, which is okay. It's not about that. You don't need to, stay still, or when you still, please, when you go over the zebra crossing or over the street, look if there is a car coming, or or there are kind of dangers out there, or depending on in which country you live, a tiger can come or whatever, There is, of course, this natural survival instinct in us.
But a strong mind helps us to see if this is really a situation which is dangerous, or if it's just a normal situation and we act like it is a dangerous situation. We create this hysteric emotion. We create this active thoughts which are trying to figure out what to do now quickly to be safe. Is it about survival? And before we have a strong mind, things are just running. And this body-mind machine is just playing out its game. It's just like it is. It looks like we have nothing to do. There is no chance for us.
Or you have no choice.
No
It's
choice,
just
yeah.
running
That's
automatically.
That's
And we
the
think
choice.
we are. And we think that's what we are. Before we look through this apparent things or, illusion of things. Yeah, a strong mind is also called, the discriminating wisdom. So every day you stay vigilant, which means every day you make it's like almost like an effortless effort, but it's still an effort to, yes, I want to stay present. I want to be here, being here. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you recognize your personality structures, your patterns when they come up. How you can recognize them? If you learn more and more about them. Learning about, yoga psychology, whatever, normal psychology, about the personality or Enneagram. And so that you can recognize these patterns. That's the second thing. And the third thing is that then you don't touch them. You just realize. It's really enough that you realize what comes up. And for that you have to be vigilant. But this is like a relaxed vigilance. Still. And for that you might need something, this body-mind might need some practices to be focused, to be energetically, healthy or clean. And that's okay. That has nothing to do with the truth of who you are. This is just helping this body-mind to calm down more and more. Because as you might have experienced, or I also experienced it like this, like 20 years ago when I had my first kind of meeting with Gangaji and Dilai, our teachers, in satsang, and I had my first little awakenings. I had a weak mind, let's say. I had a weak mind. And still, I could realize. So the realization is actually grace. So we are not saying that you have to have a strong mind so that only then you can wake up. Because in the end of the day, waking up is really grace. But to have a, kind of better life, to have a more healthy life, to expand more in your life as a person, because this is the nature of our personality. We can recognize more and more, and we expand. This can expand. This is kind of like, we can work on ourselves endlessly almost. But all the way through, you have to know that that's not you. Who you are is this presence which is here right now. Before you have a strong mind, when you have a strong mind, or when you don't have a strong mind, you are who you really are, this emptiness, this loving awareness is always here. And that's such good news, because you can always just come back here, who you are. And then when you kind of like, you feel like that you are stuck on your way to have a stronger mind and to have a nicer life, then you know that, oh, it doesn't matter. It can be better, because I know that what really matters is who I am. That I am here. Can come back into here.
A strong mind is needed to realize the moment we leave this realization of here-ness, this blissful state of vastness and love. We see it. What is our first movement? This thought, oh, will I keep it? It's already a movement, moving away from it. What will I do later when my teacher is away? It's already a moving away from it. And a strong mind helps us to see this. So we can stay clear, we can stay focused. You see your pattern, you see your movings, and when you see them, this is the moment when you have a choice. You can follow this thought, or you can stay. You see the thought coming up, you don't touch it. You stay still. That's the gift of a strong mind.
And when you have a strong mind, so you are willing to stop and open, this is like, like challenges and conditionings are like coming in like waves on the shore, and then these waves go back, and you just stay still. These are the patterns, they just come in like waves, they go back. And sometimes, on the way, which can be so exciting actually, sometimes you recognize some waves like, oh, that kind of conditionings, that's my fears, you realize something about it, but that goes back. Oh, okay. Next time you recognize it even more. But anyway, it goes back. So it's like coming and going. And with a strong mind, so to speak, the willingness, I could also say that a strong mind means that you are willing to stay true. You have to have a strong will, strong willingness that I want to stay true. And then I also, when I show this, I want to stay true. It's funny that I always show it here, but if we would go into, which I'm also very much interested in, or I have been always interested in, this chakra, the chakra system, is that it's actually in the solar plexus. What do I want? And so, most of the people, they don't know what they want. And this has to be strengthened. I mean, like if you want an exercise, because exercise is always good, you can do an exercise for the solar plexus to strengthen it. Even just like bringing your attention there. That I know what I want. I want to stay true. I am strong. I want to do something, or I want to, whatever. I am open. That's so beautiful. How this whole, everything is in connection. So, actually, usually in our satsangs, we don't just, talk, because this is not like a teaching or a philosophy that we would like to give to you. There is nothing to give to you. I mean, we can talk about our experiences, but as you know, that it's always interactive. Because how we can help each other, or why we are here and how we can support you, is this direct experience. I mean, we understand if you don't want to talk right now, but we just wanted to point out, also anyone who is watching on YouTube, that it's a very interactive meeting. That we want you to bring your life here, your questions, and we can support you in this being present and looking at your tests or your personality, whatever patterns, and to bring your attention even deeper, to meet it and to see what is really here.
And if you are in this meeting right now and there is a question or there's a report, you always can unmute yourself and share it with us. You're welcomed.
I mean, you will not be seen because we are all in focus, so I mean, we can see you and you cannot see each other. And there will be only a sound in the recording, as far as I know. But you can also write your question in the chat. If you have a question, whatever, or comment on it. Otherwise, we just go on being still.
Investigate this phenomenon. Actually, this whole body, mind, emotion system we are having is the vehicle to realize the truth of yourself. Through this physical being, this physical form with its mind activity, it's possible to realize this vastness, this love, this endless being, when you stop. And that's called freedom.
And then you realize that this whole so-called your life is a divine play. It's Leela.
And when you see, yes, I want freedom. This is what I really want. And then you can see there's a thought coming up. Yes, but I also want my relationship should be better. Then you know this thought is actually in the way. This thought you want more. More. Yes, I want freedom. But I also need more money. I need a better job. It's so difficult to pay my bills. So that's actually what you actually want.
And it's okay. It's really the first step is to be honest.
To
it's
realize
okay. It's
and
not
be
a problem.
honest.
It's not a problem. But to be, so many also young people go on the spiritual way, and when they hear that there is this possibility to wake up, and they want this wake up, that's beautiful. But in the meantime they deny what is actually also there in the body mind, that they, of course, they want more safety, more money, more something, but they just be honest. That's what I want. Okay, but if I get that, what will that give me? Okay, it will give me safety. And if I get safety, what will that give me? So the starting point is always what's happening right now. What is here right now? What do you want? Honestly. And if you get that, what will that give you? And be kind to yourself. Kindly asking, because if an answer comes that, I don't know, I want to go and watch telly now, then comes the critic in, oh, you shouldn't go watch telly now because now you are in satsang. So it's like, then, no, be kind to yourself. You also have the capacity to recognize this critic.
And if you say, I don't know what I want, that's always okay. That's a very good starting point, to honestly say, I do not know. Find out. Really, find out what it is you're looking for, what is missing in your life.
But since you are here, something called you here, and you can find out what is that, what called me here, what is it that is resonating with this, what is this longing in your heart. What are you looking for? And you can also investigate, where have you been looking for it till now? Because it's really in the middle of the longing.
Something has been calling you all your life. This call was here from the beginning on. Maybe you didn't hear it that time. But it was here always. It's a call to come home. Home. What you truly are. What means freedom.
Mm. There is a question.
Is there a question?
Yeah, namaste. Namaste. We all probably just want happiness and freedom inside, but how do we get there? Yeah, thank you for your question. And how do we get
first of all, see, you're right, probably. We have to be sure. What is it? What do we want? If it's probably, yeah, then find out. We have to figure it out. We know this is what we want. And we start to see. The question is, if I know that it's happiness and it's freedom I really want, I have to see if there is something in the way. Are you willing to give everything for freedom? Really everything. And if there is something, you say, oh, but this I keep, then this is what is in the way. This is then what is between you and freedom.
And when you when you look into this something that is apparently between you and freedom, when you really bring it close and meet it, and that's where we can help, then we can guide you in this. And when you really meet it, then you realize that there has never been something between you and freedom. There is nowhere to get. What if you give up this idea that I have to get to freedom or happiness? Just as an experiment. What if you stop looking for happiness and freedom just for a second? What is here? And actually, you can only long for freedom if you already know it. We can only long for something which we already know. So somewhere you know this freedom. And you know why? Because you are this freedom. Or call it emptiness, happiness. bliss. So the longing itself for freedom is already this freedom. So if you just follow it back, as I said, this longing to freedom. Let's see.
And if I look at your question again, in the last few words you say, how do we get there? So it's in the mind, actually, there is a distance between you and freedom. There is no distance. There is nowhere to go. This is the paradoxical. It's to stop. To go somewhere is an action. You stop all actions. Just for this moment. Stop everything. And drop inside.
And open. Stopping doesn't mean that I stop. You stop and you open. And not that you open to something, you know. That I open to freedom so that I will get freedom. No, open. Just open. Just opening.
Without knowing anything.
And with welcoming everything that is here. Because probably you are looking for happiness. Because you have realized that in your personal life it's not to be found. There is always more, there is always better. You don't get that success, you are not happy with your family, whatever. And you have to embrace this realization and this happiness. What we are talking about, the true and lasting happiness, is not to be found in your personal attainment. So in order to really come to this moment, to this happiness, you have to be willing to open to whatever you are experiencing. The unhappiness, the dissatisfaction, the disappointment, the sadness.
Also to push these feelings away, to push sadness away, to push disappointment away. This is also a movement, this is also an action. We also stop these actions. There's disappointment here? Okay. Let's be disappointed. Let's be sad.
Yes, we can be together in that.
But we don't stop there.
You don't stop there. You open.
We are sad fully.
100%.
100%. And then we drop. And when we see maybe there is something underneath sadness. And we drop into this and realize it and be it 100%. This is how we see that all these emotions are just layers, and they are not the end.
That means to accept our feelings, be sad when sad, be happy when happy. Sort of. Kind of. It's more than that. First to accept it, but not just accept it, but inquire into it. What am I feeling right now? Where is that in my body? And then you are willing to experience it fully.
And this might be difficult, especially when these are feelings we don't like so much.
And then you are also willing to overhear. You know, we were talking about the strong mind. You have to be focused enough to also overhear what kind of story is going on, a narrative going on in your mind together with that sadness, because they are usually always connected. And then you can see through the story. You see the story as a story. It's difficult to, we can talk about it like this, but maybe next time if you come and we have more private Zoom meetings, so not with YouTube Live, then we like directly meeting the people, and because now we cannot see you and we cannot, we are just guessing what's going on.
But your questions are really helpful.
And you are all the way. You are love. You are this love that you are looking for. You are that love. How does it feel like to hear that? We are, you all. We are this love.
Maybe there's a voice who says, oh, they just say that we are love because they don't know me. They don't know me real.
That has nothing to do with it.
Or can you really let it in?
Really. Also that which is asking in you these questions, this is grace. This is love itself. And you can trust this. You don't need us for the answers. Our teacher always said that the answer is in you. You don't need me. Of course, there is a meeting, there is a resonance which then confirms something. But you have the same capacity to receive the answer. You know. You can trust yourself. You don't have to trust anyone else, or a guru, or someone. You can trust your heart, you can trust your questions even. are this vast emptiness. And that is meeting you right now through us. Same love, same emptiness. Nameless. Thank you so much for guiding. I'm awkward right now. I will try to be more open and talk live next satsang. Yes. Yeah. Nice meeting you. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward here, but we can also open to this awkward. Yeah. It's also okay. And it's just so exciting to meet new people. Also our teacher Gangaji said that's the juice. I don't know, it's beautiful. And we can also feel it, or I can feel it. I don't know how you are with this, but then it's like our teacher is here. You are meeting Gangaji. You are meeting. Or not. I'm not meaning the person, but it's like
this energy, this which Gangaji gave her life to.
Pure awareness, just joy, and not trying to bind anyone, like you are my student or whatever. It's free. No ashram. Papaji never had an ashram. I don't know if you know him, but Ramana, he was at Ramana's, and Gangaji and her husband went to Papaji. Papaji was also so simple. And this is what we were attracted to. Simple and clear. And together with that, Gangaji's clarity, and also kind of like her psychological wisdom as well. So it's like really looking at the person as well, not denying anything. I mean, I'm not saying that there are no other teachings like this. There are other teachers who are also working very well. But for us, this is so clear. So that was which we resonated with. I'm so thankful.
Oh.
Amazing.
Yeah, this call was calling us and never let us go.
Yeah, it never let us go. There is no ashram and whatever, but this love for it, or this
When you fell in love with something, it's like falling in love with something. But instead of loving an object, usually this love fades out or gets less after a while. But with loving a true teacher, loving freedom, it's always fresh, every moment.
It's like they told us that they support us, but I would have never imagined that this really is like that. Like when last time giving a retreat in Hungary, we both felt like that we were at a retreat with them. And this is what they were talking about, it's spreading from heart to heart. And good, Papaji also said that like lighting a candle is one thing, this is great. But when you light a candle which lights other candles, that's something.
Then it spreads. This is serving.
This is the best service, or the only real service, to wake up. To wake up to that fact that you are whole, you are love already. And everyone benefits from that, naturally. Not how we think, maybe I will not go into this topic now, just wanted to mention, it's not like how you think that then, oh great, now this will have an effect on my family or my, toxic relationship. No, it's not like that they will, probably wake up and they will be nice now to me. No, we shouldn't go there into this expectations then. But you recognize you are whole. And love. And you can see that these stories, everything, are actually happening. Not even happening, but it seems like it's happening in you. As this vastness, emptiness. I hope you heard us well. Was the sound good? Now it's late. But was it good? The sound? Microphone? Was it good?
Okay, yeah.
Let's see.
So, it's enough for today.
Anyone else? So the more you rest in this beingness that you are, there is more even more vigilance with that. It's natural. And you stay honest with yourself. Whatever comes during the day, you can realize it. And don't indulge in it. Don't deny anything. And be willing to open. Be willing to open. The next thing is, what we are doing right now, is the support. Like meet with like-minded people or these seekers, or where you feel intuitively this attraction, and that's supporting you. And be always willing to learn from your life. Life is the teacher. Life is the teacher. You don't have to go away from your life and deny what's going on in your life to realize who you really are. It's exactly the opposite. Realize what's here. And for that, get support if you need to. And we are also here. There are other teachers out there, or therapists. You always have support. So thank you for this meeting.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.